Hi everyone, this is Ravi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to introduce you to the new Tricentis test automation tool for Salesforce. As you all know, we already have a tool called Tricentis test automation for Salesforce. However, now the Tricentis test automation for Salesforce is called as Tricentis Testim Salesforce. You can access this new tool by using app.testim.io. I'm going to talk more about this new Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool from today's lesson onwards. This is our first lesson, Introduction to Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool. In this lesson, I'm going to talk about the common challenges in automating the Salesforce applications and how can we remove roadblocks by using this tool called Tricentis Testim Salesforce. And also, I'm going to talk about the different capabilities and features that are available in Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon, you'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Thank you. This is our agenda for today's session. First, I'm going to talk about the common Salesforce testing challenges, and then I'm going to discuss how can we remove the roadblocks to Salesforce innovation by using modern test automation tools. And then we are going to discuss about the key capabilities for testing for Salesforce applications. The first agenda is Salesforce testing challenges. The following are the list of different types of challenges that we encounter for testing Salesforce applications. First one is keeping up with frequent changes. So regular developer driven Salesforce changes requires a comprehensive testing strategy. That means Salesforce environments often undergo a rapid and frequent updates due to ongoing development, configuration, adjustments, and the release of new features. So each change, whether it's new custom object, field, or any other workflow, that introduces a potential risk of impacting existing functionality. So testing must be thorough and extensive to ensure that new changes do not break existing features or process. So that's why volume of changes is one big challenge. And then next one is complexity of customizations. As you all know, Salesforce platforms are highly customizable, which means the organization may have a complex mix of custom objects, workflows, triggers, and integrations. So frequent changes can lead to compounded complexity, making it challenging to test all possible scenarios and interactions. So a comprehensive testing strategy must account for this complexity to ensure that all custom elements are functioning as intended. And you also have multiple test environments in Salesforce. You have a QA environment, you have UAT environment, and then we have a pre-prod environment, production environments, and development environments. So these multiple environments also challenge to test the Salesforce applications. And then regulatory and compliance considerations. So for any organization subject to regulatory requirements, each change in Salesforce must be evaluated for compliance, which adds another layer of complexity to test. The next challenge is hard to test dynamic Salesforce pages. So standard testing tools cannot handle dynamic Salesforce changes, resulting in high maintenance and fragile tests that break with every update. So as we discussed earlier, we have volume of changes, and those volume of changes and dynamic pages cannot be handled by standard testing tools. And then high maintenance, because Salesforce pages can change frequently, whether due to updates in configuration, customizations, or new features, tests that use static locators are prone to breakage. For example, if a page layout changes, a test script might fail because it can no longer find elements at the expected locations. And then fragile tests. The tests become fragile because they are highly sensitive to any modifications in the page structure. Even minor update to the page can cause these tests to fail, whatever changes occur in Salesforce environment. This ongoing maintenance can be time consuming and resource intensive. So our next challenge is limited window to test Salesforce releases. Each Salesforce release includes significant changes and only certain amount of time to perform testing. Why? Because rapid release cycles. Salesforce typically follow a 3 times a year release cycles. So each release includes a variety of new features, updates, and bug fixes. So the sheer volume and complexity of changes requires comprehensive testing. And then time constraints. The period between when a release is available for testing and what is deployed to production is often limited. So this limited testing window can be particularly challenging because it requires quick adaptation. And then test maintenance. As I told you earlier, as Salesforce releases can introduce significant changes, test scripts and automation frameworks may need updates to accommodate new features and altered functionalities. So, effective test automation should include strategies for managing and updating test scripts to align with the latest releases. And then the next challenge is testing the workflows of all users and environments. So, different workflows need to be validated across types of users and different environments. As you all know, in Salesforce, you have different types of user roles and profiles. So, Salesforce supports multiple user roles and profiles, each with different permissions and access levels. So, each user type might have unique workflows based on their responsibilities, such as Salesforce representatives, support agents, or managers. So, you need to automate the functionality based on the user roles. And the need for comprehensive testing. So, workflow validation to ensure the Salesforce functionalities are working as intended, it is essential to test workflows from the perspective of various user roles. The next challenge is complexity of customization. As I told you, given the volume and complex dynamic nature of Salesforce customizations, creating and maintaining regression tests becomes cumbersome and time consuming. The volume of customizations. Salesforce environments often have a large number of customizations, as I told you earlier, including custom objects, fields, page layouts, workflow rules, right? Validation rules, Apex code, and Lightning components, all these types of variations. So each customization adds to the complexity of the system. Challenges in creating regression tests. So designing regression tests requires understanding the interactions between various customizations. So this complexity makes it difficult to create comprehensive test coverage that covers all possible scenarios and configurations. So challenges in maintaining regression tests. So frequent updates requires regression tests must be updated to reflect these changes. So this requires ongoing effort to revise test cases, update test data, and adjust test scripts. So these are all the different types of challenges that we encounter while testing our Salesforce applications in Salesforce environments. Our next agenda is how can we remove roadblocks to Salesforce innovation. So we have discussed a lot of challenges and roadblocks till now, right? So how can we remove those roadblocks? Accelerate digital transformation initiatives. So automated testing of core business processes can accelerate the speed of application delivery. What do you mean by that? So the digital transformation. In the context of Salesforce, digital transformation involves adopting new technologies and processes to enhance business operations. So, automated testing plays a crucial role in this by speeding up the delivery of Salesforce applications and updates. So, Tricentis Testim Salesforce automated testing capabilities help accelerate the speed of application delivery by enabling faster and more efficient testing of core business processes. Automated tests can quickly validate complex workflows, customizations, and interactions, allowing for rapid identification and resolution of issues. Tricentis Testim Salesforce ensures that testing keeps pace with development, thereby accelerating the overall application delivery process. And then free up time of admins and developers. Tricentis Testim Salesforce automation capabilities eliminate the need for manual test execution by using pre-configured steps and automated scripts. So this shift frees up valuable time for admins and developers, allowing them to focus on more strategic tasks and improvements. Next one is to remove roadblocks, we need to utilize more of Salesforce at speed and scale. So less bugs, more reliable features, improved user adoption and positive customer experiences enhances ROI. What do you mean by that? So automated testing with Tricentis Testim Salesforce ensures that Salesforce applications are tested thoroughly and efficiently, enabling organizations to leverage Salesforce's capabilities more quickly and effectively. By identifying and addressing issues early in the development cycle, Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool helps reduce the number of bugs that make it to production. Next one is you can remove the roadblocks by managing the complexity proactively. So test automation is the solution to identify bugs before they happen in both production and development accelerates DevOps. What do you mean by that? So Salesforce environments can be highly complex due to extensive customizations and integrations. So test automation tools like Tricentis Testim Salesforce help manage this complexity by providing comprehensive testing solutions that address various aspects of Salesforce environment. So automated tests help identify bugs and issues early in the development process before they reach production. And then you also need to adopt continuous testing in DevOps. So integration of automated testing into DevOps pipeline accelerates the development process by enabling continuous testing. So now let us discuss the key capabilities and features of Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool. The first capability is Salesforce Aware. Metadata aware Salesforce steps and AI accurately locate elements even on dynamic pages, making test creation and maintenance easily. So, what do you mean by that? Let me elaborate. So, first of all, what do you mean by metadata? Salesforce metadata provides information about the UI elements such as objects, fields, and layouts. So, a metadata aware tool uses this information to interact with these elements reliably. So, this Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool can use Salesforce's API to fetch the details about objects and fields, allowing for dynamic test generation. For instance, If a field is renamed or moved, the tool can adapt without requiring manual updates to the test script. And then, what do you mean by dynamic element interactions? How it supports? Salesforce pages often include dynamic elements like custom components, dynamically changing fields, or UI elements that may change based on user actions or conditions. So, this Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool can leverage the Salesforce metadata to understand and locate these elements even as they change, reducing the need for constant manual adjustments to the test scripts. So, next key capability or feature of this particular tool is codeless. So, this tool is a no code tool. So, no code steps for fast test creation of Salesforce workflows, including record creation, lead conversion, related lists, quick actions, and document and email. These are all the different features that are available in codeless automation tool called Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool. Our next key capability is low code simplicity, fast flexible authoring. So author, configure and customize stable tests that include API steps to extend scenarios beyond the Salesforce app. So no Selenium knowledge is required. What do you mean by that? So this tool emphasizes simplicity through a low code approach, meaning that it requires minimal coding skills to use. So this makes it accessible to users who may not be proficient in traditional programming languages. And this is fast and flexible authoring. And the automation can be fast and we can author test scripts flexibly. And fast and flexible authoring. So users can quickly create and configure and customize automated tests. So the flexibility refers to the ability to tailor the tests to different scenarios or requirements easily. So the tests created are stable, meaning they are less likely to break or require frequent maintenance, even when there are changes in application under test. And I told this includes API steps. So this tool allows users to incorporate API steps into their tests. So this means tests can interact with the underlying backend services or extend the testing scenarios beyond just the Salesforce user interface. Next key capability is Salesforce specific. This tool is built specifically for Salesforce. So also it supports simplified logins. So you have a pre-configured login step, verifies login state and ensures the test is in preferred state before proceeding to additional steps. And the next capability is auto healing, which is very important. So this auto healing helps in automating dynamic pages. AI powered smart locators automatically identify and lock in elements of default and custom objects. Testim handles dynamic tables and switches to active tabs automatically. So you don't need to constantly remap locators every time an object changes. So let me elaborate this. So this Tricentis Testim Salesforce uses all algorithms to automatically direct and lock in or remember web elements on a page, whether they are default objects or custom objects. And also it has a smart locators capability. These are enhanced locators that are more resilient to change in the UI, such as changes in attributes or positions of elements on the web page. So these kind of changes can be handled very easily by using smart locators concept. And then dynamic tables. So these are the tables where the data or structure may change dynamically, such as rows being added or removed. So this Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool AI can identify and interact with these changing elements without manual intervention. And this tool can switch to active tabs. That means it can automatically detect when a new tab becomes active during a test and can switch its focus to the new tab to continue testing without the need for manual intervention. And also, we need not to constantly remap our locators. So traditionally, when elements on the page change, testers need to manually update or remap the locators in their test scripts to point to the correct elements. But with this Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool, because of the AI powered locators, the tool can adapt to changes in the UI without requiring manual remapping, which saves lot of time, reducing the maintenance efforts. The next capability is self-heal maintenance. AI powered locators adjust and auto improve to keep tests stable and minimize updates. Other tools take hours or days to fix tests when static locators break. So let me elaborate this. Automatic adjustment. What do you mean by that? So traditional test locators rely on fixed attributes or properties of UI elements such as IDs, names, XPath, all these properties. So when these attribute changes, the test breaks and need manual updates. So AI powered locators use machine learning algorithms to understand and adapt to the changes in element properties and the layouts. So in a Salesforce environment, AI powered locators would automatically adjust to the change in software in Salesforce Lightning components, page layouts, and custom objects. For instance, if a field label or button position changes, the AI powered locator can still find the element based on its context or relationship with other elements. What do you mean by auto improved? So AI powered locators continuously learn from the application's behavior and update their identification methods to stay aligned with the current state of the application. So this self-learning mechanism helps in minimizing the need for manual script updates. When using AI-powered locators in Salesforce, the tool can automatically adjust locators as Salesforce releases updates or changes are made to custom objects and fields. For example, if Salesforce page layout changes, the locator can automatically update its strategy to continue identifying elements correctly. And then comparison with static locators. When you compare static locators and AI powered locators, right? The static locators rely on fixed properties as I told you. So when these properties changes, the test fails and requires manual intervention to update the locators. Whereas AI powered locators reduce the need for manual updates by adapting to the changes automatically. This significantly decreases the maintenance burden. So with AI powered locators, the time required to fix broken tests is drastically reduced. So our next capability, flexibility. Customize tests with code. That means, as I told you, this is no code or low code tool. But you can customize your tests by using code also. Salesforce is dynamic and changes can outpace other tools. Custom coded steps in Apex or JavaScript give you the flexibility to fully test your scenarios from end to end. So, what do you mean by inserting Apex code? So, run Apex code in a test step to validate query results or ensure application logic consistency. So, dev and QA can test Salesforce as one team. And also, you can integrate API tests. Salesforce scenarios extend to other apps. Fully test end-to-end scenarios by incorporating API tests in your scenarios to validate end-to-end flows that extend to the integrations. So this tool helps your integration testing as. And then you can reuse the code across tests. Like a programming method, by using this tool as well, you can save and reference any Apex coded step or group of coded step in other steps in other tests, making code more accessible and reducing maintenance. Next capability is designed for Salesforce. As I told you, Tricentis Testim Salesforce is specifically designed for Salesforce. Exhaustively test access permissions within Salesforce across steps such as login as, CPQ, Salesforce permission testing, pick list validation, and verify field visibility. So these artifacts generated as part of this process can later be used for compliance reporting. So what do you mean by that? So you have a different types of modules within Salesforce. So this tool is developed by keeping these modules in mind. Salesforce allows administrators to log in as other users to simulate their experience. So this helps in understanding how different user roles interact with the application. So by using this tool, you can log in as a different users with varying profiles and permissions. So you can start validating that each user can access only the data and functions they are supposed to. So you can use this automation tool to validate login as function where you can use different roles and profiles. And also it supports CPQ module, which is configure price and quote module. So Salesforce CPQ is a specialized module with its own set of permissions. So testing ensures that user can only configure, price and quote based on their role and permissions. So by using this automation tool, you can automate scenarios where users attempt to access or modify CPQ configurations, validate pricing rules, and ensure that quote creation adhere to the permission rules. And also you can perform Salesforce permission testing. What do you mean by that? So this testing tool can automate test cases to check permissions on different Salesforce objects and fields, ensure that users can only edit, delete records as per their profile settings. And then pick list validation. So this automation tool tests to ensure that pick list values displayed to user are consistent with their access permissions and profiles. And verify field visibility. So field level security settings control which fields are visible or hidden based on user profiles or record type. So this automation tool can be used to verify that fields are displayed or hidden according to user permissions and roles. Our next capability is write once, run anywhere. That means once you automate your test, you can save time with easy reuse of test cases across users, environments, and project workspaces. The next capability is scale up. So you can use test ops to scale up your test automation. Efficiently scaling your project entails organizing tests, assigning ownership, building trust in tests, establishing controls, and leveraging dashboards that reveal insights into your team and tests. So, by using these test ops, you can organize your tests. So, this involves categorizing tests based on functionality, priority, test type. So, in Salesforce, tests might be organized by different modules as well. And then you can also assign ownership. So you can define the roles and responsibilities for team members, specifying who is responsible for creating, maintaining, and executing each test. So this can be based on expertise or areas of application. So in Salesforce, you can assign ownership within your test management tool through a project management system. So and also you can establish the controls. So you can set up automated test runs, use sandbox environments in Salesforce for testing, and establish procedures for test data management and environment configurations. And also you can leverage the dashboards. So you can create different types of dashboards that you are seeing on the screen, which gives you the project progress. Our next capability is test pass on latest Salesforce release. Pre-release pre-release testing of our built-in steps ensures that tests keep running when our environments are promoted to the latest Salesforce release. And also you can work with all your tools. Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool can integrate with Jenkins, Azure DevOps, and then Salesforce specific CI tools like AutoRabbit and GearSet. And also it can integrate with the different types of test management tools like Tricentis QTest, Tricentis Test Management for Jira, TestRail, bug tracking tools like Jira, GitHub, and more. So these are all the different capabilities that are available in Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool. Hope you all understand the basic concepts of Tricentis Testim Salesforce tool and how can we address the roadblocks of automating the Salesforce application, and what are all the different capabilities and features that are available in Tricentis Testim Salesforce. Please do subscribe to the channel, click on bell icon, you'll receive notifications whenever I publish more videos. Thank you. Please don't forget to like and share the video.